to really, I wouldn't say sacrifice themselves, but no one really tried to give him the extra help that he needed. Like, there were a lot of times where, Fede, you were right next to him, and then Valve died, and then you could have been there to ult or even W to Lissandra so she couldn't do anything. Like, there's a lot of different situations where there could have been a lot more help. And Alex, if you were gonna do something on support, like, the thing is, Vayne at a certain point can just solo lane by herself. She can almost 2v1 most lanes. It's Janna, what was it? Janna Sivir. Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how you feel, how comfortable you are with it, Steve, but I think you can 2v1 that.
There was a certain point where my solo queue blood comes through and I wanted to 1v1 Sivir, but like I look at the map, I saw them top, but since this is like a team play, I'm just like a little like
Okay.
skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was like
Then
three
there definitely
times I
has.
tried killing
I
them.
think it just has to be like a lot of, again, what Jan said. There has to be a clear shot caller. I hope when we do after the scrim, we'll figure that out. I mean the scrim's done obviously, but after today we'll figure everything out on what we want to do further in the future. Okay. So, but I think honestly this team is fine. I think it just needs to work out on the micro skill from each individual player. Scott does not. You don't mix up micro and macro like that. But basically, micro is the sheer skill of the player and trying to understand the champion they play and understanding how they can manipulate the game in their own favor by just playing solo. Macro is the whole idea of trying to gather up all the resources that we have and then put them together and try to basically have an army, your team, to basically just push it in for the nexus. Okay, so the micro and macro play is still bad in both parts. I think there's just still a lot of bad communication like habits. Like, no one's saying like what to do. No one's trying to communicate what's gonna happen in the next 5 minutes and things like that. And people are just solo queuing and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. What's it called? I think I'll say this. Just by sheer observations, I'll be putting, well, I think, okay, from my observations, I'll be putting Alice as the main support for this team. Well, no longer 2B team. You guys have to make your own team name, okay? So don't leave after this talk. You guys need to make a new team name, okay? Alice will be the starting support. Reason why is because I don't know if during the games last week, I don't know if Alice did make a difference, but the team seemed a lot more cohesive at that point, and it just seemed a lot more easier. I don't know, because obviously it's against 1C, but then during the the 2A game, it was quite evident that the team was quite able to basically fend off of 2A quite easily, to be honest, and that was actually quite surprising. I was in one of the games, to be honest, and it was very, very one-sided, to be honest. So yeah, I think that is the final decision. This is not also just my decision. People have messaged me before about this, and I think it's fair to say that Alice will be the starting support. So yeah, so Alex, don't worry, you're either gonna be on a team soon because there's still gonna be more roster spots, but for now you're just gonna be a sub, okay?
That's whatever. It's fine.
Okay. All right then. So looking on forward today, I'll say this, Jan, you definitely need to work on lane matchups. There are a lot of problems where you just think you could win, but you just don't actually like do it, and you just die continuously every time. And I think you've obviously, maybe it's also the idea that you have to think about your team too. But I think with this change we can figure this out. Okay, so just focus on laning. I think you definitely need a lot more help in trying to make effective trades, so you don't die too early or are forced to back way too early and lose your TP. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Belf. I think you should try to expand your pool. There are a lot of new champions that are really good right now. Kindred is possibly the best jungler right now. Kindred, Graves, what's it called? Least is still good in crit for some reason. Even Lee Sin as a utility pick is fine too. Like, there are a lot of different picks, but I really need a solid either 3 to 5 champions that you can definitely play. Okay.
Oh,
Like,
literally Kindred's the only one that I can't.
Okay.
I just It just doesn't work.
Okay. I know, yeah, Kindred's hard to play. She's like a. The thing is, what's interesting is though.
It's not
when
even the
you say you
mechanics. It's just
I feel
playing
like
Kindred.
I don't know why because you play such a farm heavy like mid game player, and Kindred is like all about that. So I'm just curious what's going on, dude.
I
So
don't know.
maybe we can go over
It's
some
like
games.
Annie. I just can't play Annie.
What the fuck?
I don't know how. I just can't do it.
Oh my god! All right. If you can, let's get together and I can help you with Kindred for a little bit. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So.
Yo, Alex, can I get in on that too?
Yeah, sure. I can definitely help you with that
Kindred
too.
party.
Yay!
Kindred party. Okay. We can watch actually like maybe one of the Korean games. We can watch Peanut play because I love Peanut.
Oh god, Peanut.
Hey Alex, did anyone make a replay for the game?
I'm still streaming it. I have all of the
remember to save it as like a video because if you don't, it's gonna get lost after 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that,
Okay.
but I'm saving them. Now.
Yeah, save them now. Yeah. All right then. So Fetty, I think you're playing really great these days. I think you just need to have a lot more awareness all around.
Yeah.
Also, your laning phase is a little sloppy time to time, and I really think if you get a more in-depth champion pool, because to be honest, you play a lot of champions that do a lot of the same stuff, like Lulu, Orianna, Karma. Like those are utility speed champions that do some pretty decent damage. But then you have like this off-pick. Well, maybe not even off-pick, and everyone has a series. But you have Vel'Koz that just like disintegrates people. But yeah, definitely try to get into the whole like LeBlanc, Azir, Corki. Like I don't know why, but NA players just don't play Corki, and Corki is such a good champion.
Didn't we play with Corki before, Fetty? Didn't you play?
Yeah, I've played a little bit of Corki. I've also been working on Azir and Twisted Fate right now.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. Global comps are good.
Yeah.
Alright. So, yeah, I think we just need to work on champion pools too, okay?
Yeah.
And map awareness. I think. Oh, and also I have this really big grudge against you when you have a pink ward and you just don't use it. Yeah. I don't understand why, but it's like in your item slots, and I'm looking at it.
A lot of the times because I still have a pink ward up, and I just have it for when they go and clear that eventual pink ward. And it's like I have the spot for it and I have the money for it, so I just buy it.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. I understand there are some times where you just hold it and it's like okay.
Would it be better just to eventually move it to a better spot if it's like
I mean if someone else does like a substitute ward for that spot and you lose on the other side, like let's say you have a pink ward on the bottom middle bush, the bottom middle bush, and then you have one on the top river circle bush. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? That like little island bush.
The pixel bush.
Yes, the pixel bush. Exactly. So, if in theory they get the pixel bush and you get your jungler or your support to ward your pixel bush, or even deeper, like right behind red buff, the enemy red buff, then you can move your pink ward to the other side. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To not the pixel bush, but to the top side middle bush. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could probably do that. But you have to discuss that with your team. Like, communication is key, guys. Communication is king. Okay, that's how important communication is. You need to be able to really just talk about everything with each other. Okay, you just need to understand how each other play style is. That's why I'm really hoping that when you guys do dynamic queue with each other, that you guys are learning. And I will say this, even though this is just a game and things like that, I want to build this team, like whole organization, as a sports team. Okay, this is serious business. Okay, and I want you guys to understand that whenever you solo queue, try to take it up with the most seriousness as you can, and try to really learn a thing or two every time you play, especially when you dynamic queue 5. Okay, it's super important that you guys pay attention to it. Even if when you play with like 2A, like with Scott, Matt, Lion, things like that, try to take it as serious as possible. And try to really get a grasp of the game. Even if you're playing an off role that you don't usually play, like the role that you're not playing on your team, try to learn something new, because like playing different roles definitely opens your eyes and learning the game a lot better. Okay, I'll say this in my, I guess, experience in playing amateur / professional League of Legends, I've played every role on a team once. I played every role: top, jungle, mid, AD carry, and support. I played every role on a team, and then I understand each role and what they have to do, and try to understand what I need to advance my skill into trying to be a better player. Okay, so definitely try to diversify yourself in trying to be a better overall player. Okay. All right. All right. So Andrew, I'm not Andrew. Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Steve. Okay. So Steve, all right. Steve, I don't get to watch much of your gameplay because obviously we don't have a stream down there. But I'll start trying to watch the spectate a little more so I can pay attention. But you definitely need to work on trying to communicate and try to ask questions. Okay, you need to really wonder if you are needed in certain situations, especially when you're playing a hyper carry like Vayne, because in my opinion, during that game, if you were just in the fight, you can be killing everyone. Okay, you need to ask questions. If you're, hey guys, do you need me mid? Do you need me top? Do you want me to come to dragon? Things like that. You need to like really communicate with everyone and try to understand what you have to do later on in the game, because your lane phases. I don't know. I've watched a few lane phases. I actually was impressed with the first time you played. Your lane phase was great. I just really hope that you can try to work on your macro play and try to work on getting better as a team player. Okay, so don't feel afraid to just talk. Okay, but talk effectively. Don't just babble about your day. No one fucking cares. Like honestly, Kappa. But but yeah, but just talk with your team. Okay, AD carries are really important in this current meta because they simply do they do most of the damage these days. I don't know how, but I don't know why mid laners are not competing against it, but generally AD carries need to be dealing the most damage, okay? And participate in most of the kills, alright? Okay.
I don't know,
and,
like in solo queue, I feel like I feel like in solo queue I do better than these scrims.
Okay, I mean obviously it's also the fact that the team that you faced against were mechanically better. I'm just gonna be frank with you guys. That team is a lot better than you guys in mechanics and macro play. So yeah, I think you guys see it too. They're grouping. If you guys want to watch Kevin's stream, his past broadcast, and you'll see the communication they had throughout that whole game. Because I'll say this: their support and top laner and even mid laner were communicating game plan 5 minutes ahead of everything. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What do we do? Oh, what do we have TP? Can we do a dive here? Like, you know that dive bottom that you guys had? They did, and I mean, you guys traded 1-for-1, right?
Yeah.
They literally called it out 3 minutes before anything. Like, it was incredible. Like, that's what they need to do. Like, you guys need to be planning for that kind of stuff. So you guys really need to understand that in order for this to work, you need to communicate. Okay? Even 1A, like yesterday's game was a little bit of a flop, but even 1A, they do try. The reason why 1A exists is because 1A's communication skills are very good. They're top notch, and I feel like it's really important that you can understand that how important it is. Right? Alright, so I guess Alex left, but whatever. But I'll just say something really quickly. Alex, if you're here, just listening. But basically, Alex, I've seen you play a few times. The problem is I've only seen you play 2 champions. I don't know if you play anything else during skins, but I've only seen you play Braum and Blitz, and that's from League Club and also from just other stuff. I don't know, but yeah, try to diversify your pool. Try to ask out as many questions as you can about warding. Trying to be interactive with the team and trying to basically work with just your overall team play. Okay. Also, communicating with Steve continuously is very important too, because you guys need to be a very good laning duo in order to compete against the other teams. Okay.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
All right, cool. If you have any questions, also ask me. I'm also free too. Okay. I'm sorry that I know you asked me before, but I wasn't free. But I think my schedule's freeing up a little more. But yeah, okay. Yeah. So overall, as a team, communication is key. We will work on that. I think you guys need to really just play a lot more games together. I think with this finalized roster, it will be a lot easier to really understand what you really need to do to get better as a team. Okay. So I think everyone just gets the idea of champion pools, communication, and their own micro skills. Okay, we could work about macro later, but micro skills is super important because if you don't have micro, you don't have a macro. Okay, that's like that game showed what happened if you guys don't keep up in mechanical skills, right?